Hey guys, what's going on? Alpha here, this is Alpha Psych Ward, bringing another episode of Clicker Heroes. I'm actually kind of excited about this one, mostly because I love arguing with people, and I have like something really good to talk about, which is good. I got it on, it's recording my monitor right now, and that's because I'm going to be bringing some other windows into this. Recently I've had quite a few people, well, not quite a few, there's really only been two. And basically one guy said that I was leveling my outsiders wrong, that there was a better way. And another guy kind of confirmed it, you know, I asked about it or whatever, and we can actually look at that just here. So looking at this, if we go to comments, it says, yeah, it's not to put more than a few points into Borb until around 90 Ancient Souls. And it says, I have 90 Ancient Souls, level 6. So he's trying to help me out, and I do appreciate the information. But I wrote, if you watch the entire video, you would know that I noticed that Midas does have the DPS buff. Although, in this case, if you like read what he wrote here, in my experience, it's not even worth going on Midas because Betty actually continues to outdamage him, in my experience. And then I write, and why would I hold off on Borb till 90 Ancient Souls? Why do you think that? Because someone online said so. Borb gives Hero Souls, and Hero Souls give Ancient Souls, and Hero Souls also allow me to buy more Ancients. Why would I want to get less Souls? But if I could get an explanation, maybe it would change my mind. And then he completely avoids my question. He says, long story short, you play the game different than most people. Now I'm going to show you why this is wrong, okay? So stay tuned for that. I said, no, don't back out of my question so quickly. You suggested I wait till 90 Ancient Souls to level Borb. Do you even have a reason? Or was I right about it was just some guy on YouTube that said to do it that way? And then Oliver, I do appreciate your responses here, man. He says, if you do all the math, you will get the most souls from leveling Borb. Now I want you to remember that sentence too. That's going to play a key role in what I'm going to go over. You'll get the most Ancient Souls from leveling Ponyboy to around 25, Chor to 10. You guys know the numbers, it's all there. The rest in Fandoris. And he's right that Borb is not that useful until you reach around 100 Ancient Souls. It is not a random YouTuber. Go check the Clicker Heroes Frequently Asked Questions. I couldn't find it, but I did find something. We're going to jump into that right now, actually. So this one says Math Outsiders. The ironic thing about that is the only math thing he shows is this, but he doesn't show any of the factors he takes into consideration. One thing you need to realize, and a lot of people don't, and it's because of this that a lot of people don't even attempt the math, but it is so astronomical the amount of math that would have to go into this to actually find the best build, the best way to do things, just for the simple fact that Ancient Souls go in, or sorry, Hero Souls buy Ancient upgrades, right? And those upgrades at different levels do different things. It's just astronomical, the actual math that would have to go into this. And from what I get from this guy right here in the beginning says, some people say my calculations are mostly guesses, and they are kind of right. And that's because, like I said, the math is so astronomical that to sit down and actually figure it out this way, like pen and paper, whatever, calculators, like it's hard to do, very hard to do. So this guy does all this math stuff and everything, and it's all good. And yeah, I'll believe that he knows what he's doing, everything. Like, it's math, so I don't want to do the math really. So let's say he's right, okay? That doesn't even matter if he's right. Now, also, he says that there's simulated results, which is here. Now, simulations work by using actual game formulas and calculating how the game would progress. Simulating several ascensions per second. They take a long time to optimize, write, and calculate, but they can be accurate enough to determine perfect builds. Okay? And comparing various builds at will. Perfect! Now I'm going to throw something at you guys, and I would bet all my money on this that I'm right in this situation. I would bet any amount of money. And I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about, and I'll try to slow it down. But one thing that they absolutely cannot factor in anything that they do math-wise or simulation-wise, well, they could actually do simulations, but it would take, the results would be so skewed it wouldn't even be necessary to actually implement or simulate. Now, real life. Okay, now slow down. I know, calm down. I said it. I know, just don't get worked up, don't get hyper. I said real life. Now you might be thinking, what the hell are you talking about real life? Now look, simulations work by actual game formulas and calculating how the game would progress. Simulating several ascensions per second, okay? This thing is running 24/7. This thing does not stop. This thing ascends at the exact perfect time. This thing transcends at the exact perfect time. I don't even know if they included... Like, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to see how they came up with their math, because I'm wondering if they even included how long it would take after transcending to go from level 1 to 100, because it takes time. And I'm wondering if that was even part of their formula. So this is running absolute 24/7. This is for perfect builds with absolute perfect bots that can run non-stop, okay? Now, I don't play 24/7. I'm not online every minute of every day. I don't ascend at the perfect time. I don't transcend at the perfect time. Now, what I do, and this is where Borb comes into play, and this is the math and the simulations I would like them to run. I would call them the real-life simulations, or the realistic simulations, is I would like them to run this exact same simulation, but they can only ascend, I don't know, maybe 3-4 times a day. Okay? Like, I'm not on the game 24/7. Not even close, okay? I log in, I let it run, I go do stuff. When I go to bed, I let it run. And you can't ascend at the perfect time when you're sleeping. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all you people out there saying that, oh, you're doing it wrong, there's a better way, you have no ground whatsoever to stand on. You're not thinking it through. And like I said, the reason you think that that's the best way is because some guy online said so. But you just blindly follow the math. I believe in math. Like, there's no question. That's what I like about math. I'm not the best at math, but I love math. I really do. If you tell me 2 + 2 is 4, that's absolute. There is no contest. There is no, well, it could be 5, or, you know, the best answer might be 3. No. Like, the answer is 4. It's absolute. Math is an absolute language. There is no influence by, like, how you translate it or how you perceive it. No, like, it's absolute. So is this right? Absolutely. I believe in this guy. I believe he did everything right. I would like to see the factors he took into consideration, because like I said, the level 1 to 100 after you transcend, this isn't a complete absolute what to do. This isn't a walkthrough. This is, the guy ran simulations and he's showing you his results. That's all this is. Like, this is his results. Let's say me and you are doing a math question, okay? And I don't tell you what the math question is, so I don't say 2 + 2, I don't say 4 + 4. I just show you my results. So I say, you know, equals 8. So, you know, okay, what equals 8? You know what I mean? 4 + 4 = 8, 7 + 1 = 8, 3 + 5 = 8. So you have no idea what went into these results, which is the same thing as, you know, me saying equals 12. I'm just telling you my results. I'm not showing you anything that I did to achieve those results. You know what I mean? Like, there's factors that I know for a fact he did not put into his simulation. Like I said, the factor, like the fact of, like, when to ascend, when to transcend, the fact that these run 24/7 absolute perfectly. Does that make sense? Whereas we don't. Okay, so this, if I was a robot, or if I was my computer running this, I'm sure that this would be perfect. I'd go by this. Yes, this would be for me. This would be the best way. You'd be right. But I'm not a robot. I do leave it running overnight. I do go AFK. I don't ascend every second, every couple seconds, okay? And that's where you guys are wrong, okay? This is just showing you the numbers. This might be technically the best you could build while you're online, okay? But there's a lot of times I'm not online, okay? I just leave it running. Now, for example, if he were to run a proper realistic simulator, let me just do this guy here. Oh, come on, give me Ancient Souls, dude. Ugh. Keeps giving me everything but. Okay, let's do that. I probably should have went for the gem, but whatever. I'm 396 of 400 for my next thing. Pretty excited about that. Alright, let's get into this here. Okay, so transcensions. Now, see, that's the other thing that it does not provide, right? If that makes sense. The transcensions, he doesn't tell you when to transcend. Now, it's common knowledge or it's commonly recommended that you transcend every 10 ancient souls. But if you look on Friday, yeah, on Friday, I believe I was coming up to 10. I think I had 9 or 10. Okay, no, I had 10 on Friday, the last video I cut. Now, over the weekend, I managed to get 4 in 2 days, okay? But if I transcended at that time, I wouldn't have these 4, and it would take me a lot longer to get these 4, because I'd have to build up through level 1 to 100, and I'd have to get up to a point where I'm actually earning 3.3 E11. Does that make sense? I hope to God that makes sense, because I can't really break that down much simpler than that. Actually, maybe I can. We'll get into that in just a second. I'm actually pretty, like, I consider myself very good at thinking these things through, and a lot of people just take things at face value, meaning you see the results, and that's law. But that's not how it works, okay? Somebody will post results, and there's no doubt that the results are correct, but you have to really look at what they put into those results. How did they get there, okay? It's not just about what they came up with, it's about how they got there, okay? So, now let's see, this is what I was talking about. Okay, so, just gonna grab a calculator here for a second, just bear with me, guys. Okay, so if he was to run a realistic simulator based on my life and my playstyle, because everybody is different, in the last 11 days, World Ascensions, this Transcendence. Okay, so I transcended, oh no, not transcended. Oh yeah, no, World Ascensions. I ascended 38 times in 11 days. Now that's also where we run into a problem, because I may not have done the best thing by not transcending earlier, okay? But we're gonna ignore that factor just for me to put out this point, okay? So just put that aside. I know people who are like really trying to argue against me, they're gonna throw that in there. Let's just put that aside, because there is no statistical suggestion as to when to ascend at all, okay? So let's just say I'm doing it right. So in the last 11 days, we ascended 38 times, so 38 ascensions divided by 11 days. Now, for him to run a realistic simulator based on my playstyle and what I've done in the last 11 days, these numbers here would have to reflect the best thing to do by only ascending 3.4 times per day. Okay, I highly doubt that's what they're doing here. I highly doubt it. Like, let's see. Hey guys, just cutting in here for a quick edit. Just wanted to make sure I was like perfectly clear and everything. If you look at this graph here, or this chart, Ancient Souls, I have 45, so we'll run off of this column. Now, I was only able to ascend 3.4 times per day on average. And if you look at these results here, the hours put into this transcension for this was 50.9, and he ascended 27 times, okay? So this is just over 2 days, so we'll call this 2 days. So we're looking at a little less than 13.5 ascensions per day, okay? That's 4 times more than what I was actually able to do in a real life situation. And that's what I'm talking about, just to be perfectly clear, is that we cannot use this as our Bible because we are not able to do this, okay? We cannot be online absolute 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can't be online like this robot can, like this simulation can. And that's what I'm talking about, where I want to have a more realistic simulation run, where there is a parameter in place where it can only do so many ascensions per day, because we as humans cannot do this, okay? We cannot play for 50.9 hours straight or 76 hours straight. Like, we can't do this. 12.7 hours, we could probably do that, but like, this is unachievable for us. So why would we use these numbers? Like, we can't put in this kind of work, so why would we expect this kind of results? And where this may or may not play a difference or make a difference is when you look at Fan and Ponyboy. These are your sprinters, okay? When, like, let's say we're talking about running, these are your 100-meter dash sprinters, okay? These are your Usain Bolts of the outsider world. That's what they do. They get to your max fast, and then that's it. But the Borb, This dude is like your long distance runner, okay? So if you go and you look up long distance running, you will not see anything about Usain Bolt. He might try, but he's not the best in the world. He's the fastest man there's ever been because his acceleration is so great, but he's not the best long distance runner there's ever been because it's different. Like, this is about stamina and these are about acceleration, right? So when you start limiting how many times they can ascend per day, that's when Borb is actually going to start showing up and making a difference, right? Because let's say you can push to level, I don't know, let's say you can push to level 4,000, okay? Now let's say Fan and Pony, let's say they max out, or you hit the cap at level 1,000. Just as an example, I don't know if these figures would actually hold up, probably not. But let's say your Fan and your Pony Boy max you out at level 1,000. Then you get the exact same Transcendent Souls every new boss, and it doesn't increase. Now let's say you got a lot of Borb. Now let's say Borb could get up to level 2,500 before you hit the new cap. All of a sudden you're getting more than double than these guys, and then you continue on up to your cap level 4,000. At some point, Borb will pass Pony and Fan, and that's what we need to figure out. Like, is that point achievable? And if it is, you know, where is it at? And does limiting ascensions per day, does that make Borb any more valuable? Because in my opinion, I believe it does. Because like I said, when this guy is ascending like 13.5 times per day, a little less, whereas on average I can do 3.4. That's gonna make such a huge difference, right? And that's the simulation that I would like to see. Now this is what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so this is as far as he was able to achieve, and then he ascended, I'm assuming. Not every time, not all 28 times, because each time he would have had to have been able to push further. So 2905, but if you come look what I got, like I'm up in the 5,000 range. Or not 5,000, 4,248. So you have to understand that when he ascends, he goes back to 0, okay? And while his guy is down at 0, building back up with his 45 ancient souls, my 45 ancient souls, I'm down, I get up to 4,200. So while he's trying to build back up to where I was, I continue to go. So that time he wastes trying to get back up to where he was, I'm not only still going, but I'm getting more and more because I do have Borb, and that's what I would like to see. Because I have Borb, I'm not stuck at the same as him. If you've ever seen like a drag race between two cars, Borb is your overall top speed. Fandoris and Ponyboy are pretty much both your acceleration. So as such, if you've ever seen a drag race, two cars go, one car takes off way faster than the other one. That's acceleration. That's Fandoris and that's Ponyboy. But the other car has a higher top speed. And if you've ever seen a drag race, that one car takes off, he's in the lead. But before the end of the race, that second car passes him because he's got more top speed. That's what Borb is. And there will be a point, or there should be, technically, in my opinion, there should be a point at which Borb does pass Fandoris and Ponyboy. Now, can you actually achieve that point with what you're given? I'm not sure. That's where the math comes in. That's where the simulations come in, right? Like, let's say you take that same drag race, and let's say you make it so it's not as far. Let's say, you know, you cap out, you can't get any further, just like in Clicker Heroes here. You can't go any further, so the race is actually shorter than that distance line. And that's what you need to figure out, is where is that point, and does it get, do you reach it? Do you reach that point? Like, let's say the race is shorter, the car with the most acceleration, yes, we'll hit that point faster. That car will win. Fandoris will win, Ponyboy will win. But what that doesn't tell us is those results don't show us where the end line is, you know what I mean? And you cannot deny the biggest factor of all of this, that this is running 24/7. Okay, this does not stop. I stop. So that's where you are absolutely wrong, that I'm doing the wrong build. You have no ground to stand on saying that, you know, that these numbers over here are the best. Wherever they are. There's a too long didn't read somewhere. But you have no ground to stand on because you don't know my life. You don't know my playstyle. So there's just so many factors it doesn't tell me. So anyone who says I'm wrong or there's a better way to do it, all you're doing is you're taking what this guy did and you're taking it at face value. He's saying, these are my results, and you're saying, okay, somebody did the math, I believe in this guy, that's law. But that's not what I do. I question the results. Anytime you do math, and this is a fact, anytime anyone does anything mathematical, like mathematicians, they get their work verified. And to verify their work, they have to show everything. That's why in school, when you do math, you have to show your work and show how you got your results. Because that's what math is. Math is an absolute. You can't just say, okay, you know, equals 20. You're not telling me anything with equals 20. You're just telling me you got 20. I can't verify that. I can't deny it. I can't verify it. All you said is that's what you got with whatever you did. That's what this is. Okay? So, I really hope you guys understand that, because I don't want to be told I'm doing it wrong again, because you have absolutely no proof that I'm doing it wrong. There is no realistic clicker hero simulator. And I wish somebody would come out with one, because the game's been out for 2 years and it doesn't seem like anyone's actually thought of that. And the thing is even if they did try a realistic simulator, it would still have to be an average. Because your lifestyle differs from my lifestyle, which will differ from another viewer's lifestyle, so on and so forth, right? So there is absolutely no way to tell anybody else that they're not doing it right. Now, with all of that said, maybe I'm wrong. I know it's weird. One other thing I wanted to bring up too, with all you guys who, you know, you go online, you try to find the absolute best way to do things. Like, there's nothing wrong with being efficient. There absolutely isn't. But when I take a look at this game, like, this is a clicker game, okay? And it's even less than that for me now, because I AFK most of it. Most of the time I have this running in the background and I'm playing other games, okay? So it's not even a clicker game for me anymore. So let's see, it's a clicker game, but I don't click. I AFK it. I let it play overnight. I let it play while I play other games. Now, with that said, with my little involvement as is already, now let's say I go online and this is my Bible. This is what I do. The most effective way, somebody ran the numbers, and this is how I level up, okay? So now, in this game, where I don't click, and I just let it run. Now, if I use this as my Bible, I don't even make decisions in this game, okay? My opinion doesn't matter. I don't use my decisions. So I don't click. I don't play it. I let it AFK. I don't make the decisions. I use these, so this guy, this math, this simulation has made all the decisions for me. What the hell am I doing in this game? Why am I playing it? Like I'm the middleman. I don't play it. My clickers are playing it. Okay, they're doing the work. They're playing it. I'm not making decisions, so I'm not management. Okay, I'm the middleman. In that situation, my only goal is to come in and take the work that these guys do and make sure it applies to management, which is this guy. I'm the middleman. I come in, I don't make any decisions, I don't click. All I do is take their work and apply it to these, and that's it. I take his decisions, I level these up, I make decisions here. Okay, I don't think there's no cookie cutter thing for your mercenary. So I'm management here. I'm playing a mercenary game. Yeah. Like I level these up as to what that's at, or no, that doesn't say. So I manage here. Okay. So like why play though? Like, oh, it just blows my mind. Like, making very little decisions. And that's the thing, okay? Even when it comes to this, if you're using this outsider thing as a Bible, I'm willing to bet you, like, I just looked up for how to do your outsiders. I bet you people out there have even figured out the best way to spend all your hero souls on your ancients. And if you're here using this as a Bible, I'm sure you're on some other website that's dictating to you the best way to spend all of your hero souls. And if you're doing that, why are you even playing this game? You're making no decisions. You're playing the mercenary game, but you're not playing the game. Like, you're not making decisions. You're not deciding what and how. You're playing a level up game. Like, you're coming in, you're leveling up the guys to what other people tell you, and that's it. Like, wow. Like, that's... I might as well quit playing if I stop making my own decisions in this game. I might as well not play. Somebody might as well make like a hack program that will just, I could push play and it would do everything for me. Like, why even come in here and waste my time leveling things up if I'm not going to decide where things go? If I'm not going to put any brain power into this game trying to figure out what I think is best, why even play? Like, why not just have somebody make a program that does everything for you? You just click play. Or even better, why not just go online and just find somebody's save file, somebody who got super far and that just gave up and posted their save file for everybody to use, and just copy and paste the save file. Like, why not do that and then quit the game like they did, because that's when they got bored. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just blows my mind. Just blows my mind. And I get passionate about it because people take things at face value and they don't think it through. So if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, you know, leave it down in the comments. This can be a discussion for sure. If you think I'm wrong, you know, call me out on it. Get in the discussions or get in the comments and let me know where I went wrong. Like, I'm a reasonable person and I understand I make mistakes. And if you bring up a good valid point, like, hell yeah, I'll sit down and if I was wrong, I'll say I was wrong for sure. And that's where a lot of people also get it wrong, is they're so, I don't know, arrogant, I guess I would say, that, you know, they state their opinion, and even though, like, they're stuck on it, right? There's no changing their mind, they don't see it any other way, they don't want to be wrong, so they won't be wrong. I'm not like that. If you prove me wrong, and I agree with you, and I will definitely keep an open mind, I'll run with that. Hell yeah, I'll say I was wrong. I even said in this video a few times that I could be wrong. That's because I have an open mind. Now see, here's another thing. Now see, like, the problem that I have, and I know you guys are trying to help me, but, like, I'm not arguing with you right now, I'm just trying to help you now. You tried to help me, now I'm trying to help you, is what it is. Now, I'm reading through a lot of these comments, and a lot of these people are asking kind of the same thing that I said previously, which is like, you know, what are the parameters of the simulation that you run? Like, he didn't tell us anything, so one thing you have to keep in mind is this says both simulations are currently idle. I plan to add hybrid and active support, which is good. And then this is the creator, by the way. He also says First Ascension is not simulated, and simulation starts from predefined set of ancients which you could buy after ascending for 42 hero souls. So he's not even starting at the very beginning, okay, of his simulation, and that's gonna play a factor. It definitely is. Now I think he's actually, it says average time to complete First Ascension is calculated based on statistic from several of my runs and is affected by XYL, right, because he's doing an idle, to be added directly to the transcension time. Baseline is 2.5 hours at 4 zil, assuming 1 QA and clan reward, okay? So even though he's running simulations, he still has to put in parameters, and that is not going to be cookie cutter. Like, the game you're playing is going to have different values than the game from he's playing, right? And another thing he's probably not including is auto clickers. Although, yeah, I don't think he is. I think somebody asked and he said he wasn't. Alright, so I'm gonna reply to this guy who's doing all the simulations, because I was gonna do my own simulation like I said, but I don't want to waste that kind of time, really. I really don't. Like, it's Clicker Heroes, IFK the game anyways. It would be cool to see a real life situation, and that's why, you know, I'm doing what I can by messaging this guy. He's got simulations as he's already programmed up and everything. He just needs to input these parameters. I don't know if it's actually something that he can implement or if it's actual work for him to do, but we'll see. So I'm doing my part by trying to get it done, but I'm just not willing to do it myself, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to write this reply to him. It says, forgive me if I'm being ignorant, which means you don't know. But I've read a lot of the comments, and I do trust that you know what you're doing. However, If I'm not mistaken, all of these simulations are run at a rate of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If that's correct, I beg you to do a simulation with a more realistic playtime parameters. For example, over the past 11 days, I ascended 38 times, which turns into 3.45 ascensions per day. That's because I'm not a robot and I leave my game running in the background while I'm playing other games or overnight while I'm sleeping. Borb is like the top speed of a car, and Fan and Ponyboy are like acceleration, so on short races, there's no doubt that Fan and Ponyboy will win. However, if that race is long enough, Borb will win. And I believe that not being able to play 24/7 like your simulator is a huge factor that cannot be ignored. Look forward to your response. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's part of the factor that he implemented. I don't think it is, but I highly doubt it. Like I said, I'd put money on it. And I don't even blame him. Like I said, the math for this is so astronomical. Like, to sit down and make every consideration possible, even in a simulation, is just like you could probably plug all these values into a supercomputer is what you would need to actually come out with, you know, the god of all god of like correct ways to do things. It would take a supercomputer. There's just that many variables. So he's doing what he can with what he has. He's already said that it's like he is taking some shortcuts, and he has to. Like, it's so astronomically big that I don't even, like, you just can't even comprehend it. That's why we're using computers to even try. Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I didn't go into this video with the intention on like upsetting anybody. You know, I'm down for an argument. Well, not an argument, but a discussion. So, you know, let me know how you feel down in the comments below. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Are there factors that I missed? Is there something I'm not considering? Is there something I don't know? Alright, so yeah, feel free, you know, speak your mind. Definitely, that's what I'm doing in this video, and I urge you to do the same. And hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. Hopefully I made sense throughout. I really tried to make it like super simple. So you would understand where I'm coming from. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give on my videos, and it's such a blast. And yeah, you guys remember to be good. And if you can't be good, just don't get caught. Alright, take care guys. Bye bye.